has one of the lowest incidences of abortion of any country in the world, even though abortion is not illegal here, it's not criminalized here. There are countries around the world where it is criminalized, where there's a really high incidence of abortion. I think that if we're genuinely pro-life, then we want to make sure that abortions are safe, legal, and rare.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Thoughts on that, Jane?
Well, I'm not sure where you would get any statistics or evidence from that, because you're not getting them from Canada. In Canada, we have many facilities that are not required to give the full numbers of abortions, and that includes second and third trimester abortions. And it's easy to say a statistic like, well, maybe just a few people are having second and third.
0.4 or 1%, or
yeah,
we were
that's
debating
pretty,
the number
that
earlier.
sounds pretty small, but we really don't know, because many of the hospital facilities and a lot of the clinics are not reporting either the whole numbers or the gestational age. In fact, I think the figure is close to 40% only are reported. So to say that we're having a lot less abortions than European countries or any other countries really isn't founded on much evidence. We have seen evidence and numbers for second and third trimester abortions in Canada, but they're very hard to come by. You don't see them posted on any website, and you have to actually purchase those statistics through the Freedom of Information Act. And they are high, but they don't appear to be high, really high, but any number is too high. However, what they are is not accurate.
Okay, and we will continue this. I just want to get to a caller on the line. So Starla, I believe is the name, from Alberta. Go ahead, please.
Hi, this is Starla.
Hi, go ahead.
Hi. Well, I'm calling just to say that the abortion debate does need to be opened up in Canada. We're a very progressive country that has no regulations on abortion. It's legal right up to partial birth, and that needs to stop. In the States, they have regulated about 80 different laws in this last year, and the most exciting one is in Texas, where there's a sonogram law being passed, where a woman, before she can get an abortion, sees the sonogram and hears the heartbeat. And I think really that's what it's about, is seeing the baby before the doctor takes a knife to it. And I think that a lot of people that are pro-choice, pro-abortion, that if they could see what's actually happening to the child inside, then I don't see how they could support that.
Starla, thank you very much for your phone call. Thank you for calling for Alberta as well. We appreciate the long distance call there, so thank you. We do just need to take a quick break, though. If you'd like to get involved, 519-893-6905 is our phone number, at TalkLocalWR or talklocal@rogers.com. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this. Hi, welcome back to Talk Local. We have Shannon Day in studio with us, who's the board co-president of Planned Parenthood Waterloo Region, and Jane Richard, KW president, Right of Life. So thank you for your time. We had Starla's call from Alberta just before the break, and just wanted to give you kind of first crack at it there. So Shannon, thoughts on some of the things that she mentioned in her phone call?
I wanted to clear up one misapprehension that Carla betrayed that I hear from people. The idea that people who are pro-choice are pro-abortion. The idea of being pro-abortion is laughable. The abortion is a medical procedure that in an ideal world would never have to be undergone. I don't want abortions in the world any more than I want amputations or broken legs set. But when they need to occur in the imperfect world we live in, I want them to occur safely.
Safely, okay. And if someone is in a situation, that's a fine line too, isn't it? I mean, you hear some, and I was getting some comments, well, if you're raped, it's okay, or if you're 14, it's okay. But I mean, that's something you can't really say, can you? It's about choice.
Well, and I think it's
so
about
many factors.
Something that I think we've been hearing from the respondents to the program, that this is an important issue that requires debate. It's a deeply moral issue. I don't frankly trust the government to fill in potholes. I'm not convinced I trust them to engage in moral deliberations about what happens in my body or in my daughter's body. I need to be able to undertake those deliberations myself. This is a personal issue for me. As I say, I have a daughter, and when I first discovered that I was pregnant, my doctor didn't think that I should proceed with the pregnancy and didn't really give me the option so I could have informed consent. I scheduled an abortion, in fact, and at the last minute received counseling from public health nurses at a street health center that offers the same kind of sexual health support that we do at Planned Parenthood Waterloo Region. And it was because of the information support they provided me that I was able to deliberate and make the important personal moral choice that I made to have my daughter. I would never take that opportunity to make an important moral choice away from any other woman and put it in the hands of a bureaucrat.
Jane, your thoughts on this? Is it case by case? Is it individual? Should there be some provisions around?
Well, I think that the government has a duty and a responsibility to push social policy on this issue. After all, the MPs are representatives that we voted in, and they clearly have access to the information that's needed and available, and they also have the power to make the decisions and produce the laws.
But should someone's decision be taken away from them? If they pass a law saying it's criminalized?
Well, I think in the situation that we have in Canada today, we're a long way away from that. However, we do look to the ideal, and to say that, it's available for any reason. Today we have abortion on demand, and it happens so frequently, and most of the time women abort because out of fear. They're afraid of not being able to finish school, or they're afraid that they're going to disappoint their parents.
So does there have to be then a reason? Like, and again, the same thing I said to Shannon. I mean, you hear some people say, well, if she's 14, it's okay. If she's 28 and successful, it's not okay. If she's a victim of rape, she can get an abortion, but if she's doesn't have money, it's not okay.
Well, this is why I think it's very important to teach people today the value of human life. And it's important that we have the conversation about personhood. Because if young people are at any age, they're not aware of this first quality of life that an unborn child should be expected to have, and that is the right to life, then we get all kinds of little ideas. Well, maybe you can do it in this case, you can't do this case. Maybe it's relative to what you believe morally. It's sort of chaos at that point. I wanted to talk a little bit about Alexander Ciaris, who actually was the creator of the MRI, and he has an excellent video out called Conception to Birth. And when you watch that video, you can see that the unborn child is so complex that it is beyond human intelligence. And when you look at that and you say to yourself, well, that certainly looks very human and should be given the respect of personhood. You have to do that, and then you have to be in awe of putting yourself in judgment of the life or death of that child. And how can we do that knowing that this child has been created by a higher power? Because that's what he states.
Okay, and I want to get, Shannon, I want to get your thoughts on that. Again, a lot of it boils down to morality and medical and ethics and...
So we've been talking a little bit about the reasons for having an abortion. Recall that Mr. Woodworth is especially concerned with this born alive principle, that is especially concerned with fetuses in the third trimester. Make no mistake, everybody has the same reason for aborting in the third trimester. These abortions are always clinical, they are always, they're exceedingly rare, and they are only ever undertaken if the woman's life is threatened or if the fetus would die at birth in any event. They are undertaken out of pure humanity so that a woman doesn't have to see a fetus to term who is going to die. And I want to be really clear here. There's some worry that it might be some other kind of disability that would prompt such a late abortion. We're not talking about a small curvature of the spine or something like that. We're talking about fetuses with no skulls. We're talking about terrible, terrible birth defects that are not survivable. These are the only late-term abortions that happen in Canada.
Okay, and we could continue on with this conversation. There's just one more email that I wanted to get up on the screen for you at home. We thank you for your viewer feedback tonight. Great you're doing this. Be sure and mention that there are 3 debates that need to happen. First, is an abortion the killing of an unborn, unwanted individual, human being, which we've touched on? Second, if abortion kills an unwanted baby, are we okay with this? Is it now acceptable? Third, if killing an unborn, unwanted human being is okay, why not demented, unwanted seniors? So thank you for that email. That's from H in Calgary. And thank you for your time this evening. We could go on, and I'm sure there'll be room and time for another discussion on this. So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching at home as well. We do appreciate it. And join us for the weekend edition that will air Friday through Sunday. We'll see you then. What's our promo? David, are we going to do a promo for Tuesday? Why not? Childhood obesity. Whose fault is it?